The gauntlet chamber doors seal behind him with a thunderous clang, and Watch Captain Artemis steps forward into the darkness. An Imperial Puritan when it comes to fighting Xenos, he will allow none to survive, as a phantom pain shoots through his right arm, a casualty of a previous battle with the Tyranids. The mantle of the Deathwatch covers his armor proudly as his eyes burn with a righteous fury, and he spits a low growl at the approaching Genestealers. The floor trembles as the chittering begins, and the approach of the Xenos menace signifies the beginning of the Genestealer Gauntlet. Each competitor will face endless waves of Genestealers with only their raw stats and abilities, as well as their faction rule. No enhancements, no stratagems, and no detachment abilities. Today's challenger is Watch Captain Artemis, equipped with his thrumming power sword and Hellfire Extremis, firing bursts of bioalchemical poison which decimates all forms of life. Toughness 4 and only 4 wounds is never a good sign, but he'll get to reroll hits because of Oath of Moment, he'll get sustained hits due to mission tactics, and his normal abilities will grant him lethal hits and allow him to come back after death once on a 2+. If he can avoid getting hit, then he might be able to do solidly, but we'll just have to see. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and thank you for your continued support. Let's begin. The Genestealers surge from the gloom, a rush of claws and desperate hunger. Artemis has faced down hordes like this one before and survived, but this feels different. He clutches his augmetic arm but pushes any thoughts of doubt away and raises Hellfire Extremis. A burst of death shoots out and envelops the Genestealers approaching him. 5 hits from Artemis, 4 wounds inflicted, and no saves made. 2 of the Genestealers melt away before they can get anywhere near Artemis. As the Genestealers recoil, Artemis is on them like a raging bull. 6 hits from Artemis, 6 wounds inflicted, and only 1 save made. The Watch Captain's power weapon gets exactly what it wants and cuts down the remaining Genestealers. Artemis does not slow down as he moves back into an optimal position, ready for the next wave. A controlled spray of acid hits the oncoming Genestealers square in the face, but takes down only 1 of them. This does not faze Artemis, however, as he pivots to a combat position, blade igniting in a flare of blue fire. 6 hits from Artemis, 6 wounds inflicted, and 3 saves made. 3 more Genestealers are sliced to pieces, falling to the wayside as Artemis surges forward. But the Genestealer has adapted and dodges out of his way, ready to flank and crash into him with force. 4 hits from the Genestealer, 2 wounds inflicted, and 2 saves made. The Watch Captain completely absorbs the blows, his unique power armor groaning as he does. The Genestealer wastes no time in rounding on Artemis once again, and the sharp claws glint as they swipe. 4 hits from the Genestealer, all 4 wounds inflicted, but 3 saves are made. Claws rake across his ribs, tearing through the power armor and flesh as Artemis snarls and his blood hits the floor. He fails his feel no pain roll and drops down to 3 wounds. Artemis retaliates instantly and lops the head from the Genestealer's body. He takes a moment to rest, and the gauntlet is covered in blood and burning toxin. A few rounds go by, and Watch Captain Artemis is still fighting strong. The heat is suffocating as the warmth from the bodies and the blood fills the air thickly. Despite this, more Genestealers still come, and Artemis aims directly at the heart of the new unit. 5 hits from Artemis, 1 wound inflicted, but 1 save made. It's as if the Genestealers have now adapted, and the acid spray bounces harmlessly off of their natural armor this time. His resolve is not diminished though, and he switches stance, his sword blazing once more, and he charges in. 5 hits from Artemis, 5 wounds inflicted, and 1 save made. 4 Genestealers are butchered mercilessly, but 1 survives once again. The Genestealer avoids the swing of the blade and pounces on the back of the Watch Captain. 4 hits from the Genestealer, 3 wounds inflicted, and no saves made. Artemis is being dragged down beneath the Genestealer's claws, and he's in big trouble unless he can make some feel no pain saves. All 3 are fails. Watch Captain Artemis stops moving as his wounds drop to 0 and the gauntlet room goes still. But the Emperor is not done with him yet, and Artemis rises, black blood dripping from his armor and eyes burning brighter than before. Artemis catches the Genestealer who killed him unawares and pierces its vital organs in a single definitive strike. Watch Captain Artemis is bleeding, beaten and broken. Coming back from the dead is no easy feat, and it takes a lot out of you. But not enough to stop the fight as he raises Hellfire Extremis once more. 5 hits from Artemis, 4 wounds inflicted, and 2 saves made. A single Genestealer burns bright as the life leaves its body. And now the Watch Captain becomes a whirlwind of mighty steel, driving into the heart of the Genestealers with reckless abandon. 6 hits from Artemis, 4 wounds inflicted, and only 1 save is made. 3 Genestealers are slain, but 1 remains again, and the gauntlet has 1 last strike to give the Imperium. 4 hits from the Genestealer, 3 wounds inflicted, and only 1 save is made. Artemis takes 2 direct hits again, and his armor is hanging on by a thread at this point. Both of the feel no pains are needed to salvage this gauntlet attempt, but only 1 of them is made, and Artemis dies again. But this time he does not rise. The Emperor allows him his rest. Watch Captain Artemis has killed 29 Genestealers, which isn't great honestly, but he's only cheap points wise. He got really unlucky with the Genestealers doing well to wound, and he failed quite a lot of his armor saves. He also only made a single feel no pain save right at the end when it was pointless. And where does that place him on the leaderboard? Way low down, but above some assassins, which is alright I suppose. Hopefully he can put his abilities to better use in the Space Marine Captain Battle Royale. Don't forget to like and subscribe and keep suggesting those models. Please also check out the Discord in the video description. We'll see you next time.